Hey, what's happening? What's going on, guys? Today is going to be a little longer video than usual, okay? We've got an entire box of 1990 Proset Series 2 football. So if you remember, I opened the upper deck box, and back in the day, you actually had a ton of cards. So this should be fun to open up. And if you know anything about the Proset, the 1990 Prosets, there's a ton of error cards, actually. And surprisingly enough, some of them in there actually are still worth some money today. But we're gonna get this thing going, and this is gonna be, again, a longer video. So if you wanna sit down and watch, please buckle up, get comfortable, and we're gonna get this thing started. There is a ton of cards in this box. Here we go, kicking things off with our plastic bag wrappers. All right. So we're gonna go kind of quick on these since we have so much, but we're gonna kind of run through them. So we've got Kevin Goering Pro Bowl winners, Tim McDonald. We've got Gerald Williams, Joe Jacoby, Tim Tupa, Eugene Marv, Thomas Benson, Ray Bentley, Andy Heck, Dave Craig, Leroy Butler. That's a rookie. We'll make a rookie pile over there. Hey, we got the Junior Seau rookie too. That's actually one of the ones that might actually be worth something. So kind of cool there. We'll keep that. Let's see, we've got NFL Newsreel. We've got Lamar Lathan, NFL rookie. That's another good one. And Terry Bradshaw on the Super Bowl. So we're going to do, let's see, we'll do our quote hits right here, our base, and our rookies right over there. Let's make that. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit here. Make it easier to see things. There we go. Okay. Rookies. There's base. Okay. Perfect. Hey, first pack wasn't so bad. I'm okay with that. First pack magic, right? All right, Dalton Hilliard, Pro Bowl, instant win. Tim McDonald. Leroy Horde. Wow, another rookie. That's a good one. Sean Gale. We've got Steve Young on the Niners. Hardy Nickerson. Pete Stoyanovich. Tim McHire. Gerald McNeil. Danny Stubbs. Ken Davidson, rookie. Put that over there. We've got Mike Fox, rookie. And the American Bowl in London with the cheerleaders. That's pretty cool. Andre Ware, man, remember when he was a name, and we got Super Bowl. Cool. All right, let's put that in the hit pile. These guys can go over there. These piles are going to drive me crazy. Let's see if I can keep them somewhat organized. All right, next pack. Next pack. You get so many cards back in the day. It's not like now where you get 4 cards in a pack. Pete Mazzellard, that's cool. Instant win. Brent Fullwood, Dan Hampton, Alfred Anderson, Ronnie Harmon, Fred Smerlas, Thomas Benson, Terry McDaniel, James Dixon. Of course, we're looking for some pretty good ones here. Pat Terrell for the rookies, Greg McCurdy, put them over there. All right. NFL Newsreel Overseas Appeal, American Bowl in Montreal, and Joe Namath for the Super Bowl. Okay. Run through these. This is going to be a while. We're going to have a lot of cards here today. We are going to have a ton of cards. All right. Eric Allen, there's a good one. Get rid of him. Maurice Carthen. All right, and let's see. We've got Walter Stanley. Barry Sanders, there we go. That's a Pro Bowl card. That's a good one. Definitely keep that. Mike Webster. Anthony Bell, Jeff Dillenbach, Jeff Cross, Alan Pinkett, Patrick Allen, Kevin Haverdink. There we go. As a rookie. Brian Blatos, Eric Moore, Tony Stargill, and our insert of Len Donson. All right, cool cards. Keep those there. Keep it rolling. Whenever you get a Barry Sanders, it's a good day, right? All right, Charles Mann. Not bad. Neil Anderson, haven't heard that name for a long time. Vesty Jackson, Top Ilkin, Jerry Holmes, Claiborne, Evans, Bell, Brian Blades, that's a kind of cool card. Mickey Schuller, Ken Davidson's one of our rookies, Mike Fox, and Mike Bellamy. And then we've got Tom Hodson. We actually got pretty good rookies on that one. I like these Super Bowl cards. Those are pretty cool. Yeah, I think they're pretty neat. All right. Here we go. I've already got the Junior Seau rookie. That's one I was definitely looking for. All right, Dalton Hilliard. Randall McDaniel, there we go. I'm a Vikings guy. I'll take that one. There's another Leroy Horde rookie card. Cool. That breaks 2 for today. Sean Gale, Kevin Mack, Bruce Armstrong, Bruce Matthews, Brooks, Taylor, Mike Buck, Proset Prospect, I can't say those. Aaron Wallace for our rookies, and Anthony Thompson. Stan Humphries. Okay, let's put them over there. Stan Humphries and Bart Starr on the Super Bowl. All right, pretty cool. Holy smokes, I might be regretting this. My hand's gonna start hurting. Opening all these daggone packs. Wow, that's quite a bit. Okay, here we go. Mark Bavaro, let's get rid of that guy. Rich Camillo. Matt Millen, that's pretty cool. Brad Muster, Eric Hill, Noble, Fryer, Imbert, Herod, Ken. Our rookies are Bernard Clark. We've got Quinn Early. That's all we got for our rookies in that pack. Steve Grogan, Reggie Lambert. That's kind of cool. So, rookie, and he got traded. Jim Plunkett on the Super Bowl card. All right, we're getting there. Starting to put a dent in this box. All right, kicking it off. Henry Ellard, Bill Fralick, Dennis Gentry, Ray Berry, Dave Brown, Clay Matthews, Heller, Ron Brown, Tim Thayer, Keena Turner. Our rookies, Jeff. Yep, thank you, Jeff. Greg McCurty, Johnny Bailey. All right, it's the second time we've got the American Bowl. We've got Marcus Allen over there on the Super Bowl card. Pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna make a second base stack because they are coming. We're gonna have a ton of cards here today. Probably should have put that berry in his sleeve, but it's all right. We'll get to it. All right, Gary Zimmerman for the Vikings. Tim Harris, Don Warren, Thornton, Kurt Jarvis, Boomer Esiason, Irving Fryer, Brent Williams, Ken Lanier, David Treadwell. All right, our rookies coming up. We've got Fred Washington, Keith Woodside. Looks like that's all we got on that pack. Alex Gordon, Blair Thomas, there's another one, and Doug Williams. I actually have a Doug Williams rookie card out for grading right now. It's kind of cool. All right, starting off with Mark Ripon on the Super Bowl card, or Pro Bowl card. Joe Montana Pro Bowl. Hey, that's a cool one. I'll take that. Put that in the hit pile. And Jerry Gray over there. Massey, Davis. We've got Pro Bowl, Mark Carrier. Christian Okoye. Man, he was like the first tank. David Fulcher, Tim Green, Carl Mecklenburg, Mac. We got our rookies coming up here. We got Terry Wooden, Ken Clark, and Super Bowl. Hey, Joe Montana. That was a good Joe Montana pack. We'll take that. And put our rookies over there. All right. We're getting there. We're almost halfway done with the box. I'm trying to move on these. I'm trying to move quick. If my chair wouldn't stop squeaking, that'd be great too. Joey Browner, Perry Williams, Rain Caldwell, John Taylor. There we go for the Niners. That's a cool card. Chris Spielman is another good one. Actually, all those guys probably can go right there. We got Chris Jackie, Duper, Jesse Tuggle, Kennard, Smith, Peter, Tom Willis was our first rookie. Dexter Carter, he was fun to watch back in the day. Any more rookies in this one? Alan Vanguard and Jerry Rice. Okay, that's not bad. Getting some good rookies in there. And these piles. I don't know how these guys do it. You know how you watch these videos and their piles are perfect every time? It's hard looking through the phone and seeing what you're looking at and then putting things in the proper space. Locations are just off. So that's all right. Here we go. Okay. Getting it started. Otis Anderson. I actually have his rookie card out for grading right now too. That's kind of cool. Get that out of the way. Got Mike Singletary, Don Majowski, Ron Rivera, Tootie Robbins, Ken Rutgers, Christian Okoye again, Anthony Munoz, Hall of Famer. There we go. William Fuller, Jack Trudeau. Starting our rookies, we've got Anthony Smith. Whoops. Anthony Smith, Keith Sims. The picture contest. That's cool. NFL goes international. Super Bowl, Jake Scott. Super Bowl, Roger Staubach. All right, so not bad. Not bad. We pretty much hit the cards I wanted to get. So now it's just seeing how much extra junk wax we can pull out of here. All right, hey, getting started with Sterling Sharp. That's a good one. Put him in the hit pile. Andre Reed, another good one. Hassan Jones, Bobby Huner, Thomas Everett, Mandar, Scott Case, Dan Salamula. There's a cool card. Mark Jackson, Craig Jackson. Starting our rookies, we've got Walter Reeves. And my piles are going everywhere. Over there. We've got Walter Reeves, Leith McCants, and Bern Brostek. Is that him? They have him as center, but he's playing guard right there. Interesting. Okay. Hey, Chris Carter, that's a good one too. And Joe Montana. All right. That's cool. Chris Carter and Joe Montana in the same pack. It's a good day. Legends back in the day were playing. That's crazy to think of. Speaking of, all right, Chris Dolman for the Vikings. That's going to go in the hit pack. Got Thurman Thomas, hit pack. Ken Stills, Floyd Turner, Steve Young. We'll put him over there. Leslie O'Neill, Duron Cherry, Jeff Donaldson, Steve Sewell, Mark Babb. All right, so coming up to our rookies. Got Ronald Lewis, Mark Carrier. There we go. And Eric Anderson. Eric, thank you. Hey, look at that. It's a photo contest. That's kind of a cool card. That Barry getting tackled. Very cool. Pretty neat card. And our Super Bowl card is Franco Harris for the Steelers. Cool. All right, we're getting there. We're roughly halfway down with that pack. Try not to make this like an hour-long video. All right, starting it off, Dave Meggett. There's a good hit right there. We've got Brent Fullwood, Dan Hampton, Alfred Anderson, Ronnie Harmon, Joe Wolf, Howie Long. There's a Hall of Famer. We'll put him in the hit pile. Terry McDaniel, James Dixon, Rod Berenstein. Our rookies coming up is going to be Pat Terrell, Willie Pegwis, and pictures. Kevin Call, and Richard Dent on the Bears. All right, let's put these over there. Cool. All right, next pack. Frank Reich, get that out of the way. Pro Bowl, Tom Newberry, Keith Jackson, William the Refrigerator Perry. That's kind of cool. Gary Anderson, not the kicker? I didn't know there wasn't a Gary Anderson. Mark Wilson, Mark Gray, Kozowski, David Galloway, Greg, Anthony Miller, Joe Phillips. All right, our rookies are going to be Gary Lewis. Okay, we only got one rookie. So we got Bart Starr. Let's figure out what are these right there. We got the photo contest, Hall of Fame. That's kind of cool. Jerry Pincus, New York. That's kind of neat. And then we got another picture from George Reynolds. These are pretty neat. So they used to take cool pictures and then put them in here. And look, that's actually Chris Carter in his Eagles uniform. So that's kind of cool. In the same pack, we got him in his Vikings uniform. So kind of neat. This must be the first year he was on the Vikings. That might be right. All right, Will Wolford. We've got Steve Jordan, Lawrence Taylor on the Pro Bowl. There we go, take that one. Russ Grimm, Ron Hall, James Brooks, Wes Hopkins, Jim McMahon when he was on the Eagles, Kevin Ross, Pat Beach. Our rookies are Anthony Johnson. We've got Daryl Thompson and the commissioner at the Berlin Wall. Well, like what? What? What does that have to do with football? Okay, well, there it goes, apparently. Another photo. That's a cool photo right there. Another Doug Williams Super Bowl MVP card. Okay. All right. Not bad. Not bad. I'm going to start another pile here. Let's move this guy over out the way. Let's move you over out the way and get these guys going. Okay. Rookies. All right. Here we go. All right, Pro Bowl card is Keith Millard, that guy. Don Beebe, there we go, it's a Hall of Famer. Trace Armstrong. We got Mark Boritz, Bubba Paris, Alvin Wright, Albert Lewis, Bruce Matthews, Mark Gann, John Raid. Rookies are going to be Harold Green, Vince Buck. Okay. Mark Vlasic, I don't remember him at all. I'm sorry, Mark. I like his cool cards. He's pretty neat. And then we got a Blitnikoff in the back. All right. Very cool. We are getting there. We are working on this box. That's what I love about old school wax, man. Back in the day, you actually had a ton of cards in a box. All right. Kicking off with Eddie Murray. Get that out the way. Pro Bowl, Ron Wolfley, James Hasty, Bulls. Courtney Hall for the Chargers. Randy Grimes. Marcus Allen on the Raiders. That's a cool card. Very cool card. Put that over there. Oh, that's in the hit pile. There we go. Seth Joyner, Rufus Porter, Ray Donaldson, Jeff George rookie card. That's kind of cool. Rodney Hampton rookie card. All right. Hey, these aren't so bad. Eric Green, Andre Rison. Okay. Jeff George. Now, the Andre Rison, I think it's going to be the traded. All right. So now if he's got a note in the back from the commissioner, or actually, I'm sorry, was it from the owner of Proset? I think that's what it is. If that one's in there, that card actually has some value, believe it or not. Let's find out. Let's see. And it is. Look at that. So we got this letter from Ludwell Denny, the president of Proset. And this card is actually, believe it or not, kind of valuable. So I'm going to go ahead and sleeve him up. That's one of those cards that are surprisingly valuable at this age. Put that there. And we'll put him on a stand in the back there. There you go. Cool card. Whoop. Let's get down in there. Come on, Andre. Get in there. All right. And we got Len Dawson on the Super Bowl card. So let's move these all up so we can get this room. Bam. Andre Rison back there. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's kind of neat. So those are one of those rare junk wax cards that actually hold some value. It's kind of cool. All right, shot it off. Jeff Hostetler. We've got Coach John Robinson. Brett Jones, Gail Himberg, Webster Slaughter, Hardy Nickerson, Bruce Kozlowski, Ed Reynolds, Gerald McNeil, Michael Young. All right, starting off with our rookies. We've got Dennis Brown, Quinn Early, Rob Moore, and Reggie Rimbert. I think we already got his card, didn't we? I think we did. Oh, no. And Terry Bradshaw on Super Bowl MVP. Okay, cool. Coolio. So far, so good. We're doing all right. Get these all fixed up. I'm going to fix my camera real quick here. Hang on. All right, sorry about that. It fixed the camera. It was kind of low for me and uncomfortable, and I had to move everything around a little bit here. So, all right, here we go. Keeping this thing going. Keeping it going, and I almost knocked over all the hits. All the hits, right? Okay. All right, starting things off with Dalton Hilliard. Out of the way. Another Randall McDaniel for the Pro Bowl. Put him over there. Another Leroy Horde rookie card. I think it's the same pack we had before. Sean Gale, Freddie Joe Nunn, Bobby Humphrey, Mike Moonchak, Hayward Jeffries, Michael Brooks, Keith Taylor. Our rookies are going to be Mike Buck, Richmond Webb, and Anthony Thompson. Okay, kind of cool. Raiders stay in LA. Of course, they are not there anymore. And Larry Zonka on the Super Bowl card. The Raiders. How many times have those guys moved? They're Oakland, they're LA, they're Vegas, they're LA. They're all over the place. All over the place. All right. Myron Guyton. Get them out of the way. Tim McDonald, Gerald Williams, Joe Jacoby, Tom Tupa, Boomer Esiason, Mike Pitts, Bentley Heck, Craig. All right. Our rookies are Leroy Butler. That's a good one. Robert Blackman. And that's, oh, there we go. And another Andre Ware for our rookies. Okay, not bad. Put them over there. Falcons are back in black. And Joe Montana, Super Bowl. I think it's the second time we pulled that card. But these are cool. These are fun. You can see the reason why they're called junk wax, because there's so many of the exact same card, even in one box. That's overproduced, but hey, we're opening these now. And think about this. These are 1990. Right, so these are 35 years old, and we're still opening packs. Gives you an idea of how common these things were, right? All right, Camillo, Matt Millen, Brad Muster, Eric Hill, Fred Smirlis, Wes Hopkins, Rembert, Herod, Ken. All right, getting to our rookies here. Got, come on, stay there. Stay there, thank you. I've got Bernard Clark, Keith Sims, Steve Grogan. And if Phil goes international, Super Bowl, Phil Sims. All right. Rookie pile's growing over there. That's cool. Next pack. All right. Eric Allen. That's a cool card. Put him over there. It's a hit pile. Lewis Sharp, Stan Brock, Jeff Bostic, Robert Del Pino, Broderick Thomas, Max Montoya, Doug Wendell, Stauffer, Woods, rookies coming up. We're getting a lot of Packers rookies. Have you noticed that? Tony Bennett, Andre Collins, and then Todd Callis. We got another Jerry Rice Super Bowl MVP. That's kind of cool. And photo contest. All right. Almost done. We're getting there. We're getting to the bottom of this box. Holy smokes. 35-year-old packs. Finally seeing light. All right. Odessa Turner. Got Neil Anderson. Vesti Jackson. Tunch Ilkin. Jerry Holmes. Mark Carrier, Lionel Washington, Greg Bell, Blades, Schuler. All right, getting to our rookies. We've got Ken Davidson, another Junior Seau rookie, Mike Bellamy, and Lamar Lathan, and Terry Bradshaw. You know what's crazy? We've only had one Barry Sanders card. One. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. We've got the picture one, and then we've got the one where he's in the Pro Bowl jerseys. So that's crazy to me. All right, Dave Craig, Mike Singletary, there we go. Don Majowski, those are classic names. Aren't all these guys in the Hall of Fame now, I think? I think they are, except Majowski. Ron Rivera, Tootie Robbins, Ken Fagan, Pitts, Anthony Munoz, here's a Hall of Famer. Fuller, Jack Trudeau. All right, getting to our rookies, we've got Anthony Smith, Gary Lewis, and more of these black and white stuff. Joe Namath. All right, well, that was okay. That was all right. Here we go. Next pack. Give me a Barry. I want a Barry Sanders. Why can't I get a Barry Sanders card? All right, Joey Browner. I don't remember him. Jackie Slater, Tim Barbosky, Dermontti Dawson. There we go. Michael Stewart, Anthony Bell, Pete Stoyanovich, Ricky Ellickson, Robert Perryman, E. Jenkins. All right, our rookies are going to be Derek Hill, Steve Broussard. That's kind of cool. That's a good card. We've got another photo contest winner. Cortez Kennedy, rookie. That's a good card to get. And Joe Montana again. All right. Well, Cortez Kennedy's not bad. That's actually not a bad card at all. That's cool. All right. Keep it going. This is going to be a long video. If you guys are still here, thank you so much for sticking around. I appreciate it. Gary Zimmerman, let's put him over there. Tim Harris, Warren, Thornton, Jarvis, Warner, different Kurt Warner, Cedric Jones, Brent Williams, Lanier, Treadwell. Coming to our rookies, we've got Fred Washington, Aaron Wallace, and that's it for the rookies. Okay, I've got Alex Gordon, Stan Humphries, and Chuck Howley. That's kind of cool. I haven't seen that one yet. All right. Pretty neat. We're getting there. I'm going to move this pile out of here. They're starting to get crazy on me. I've got 3 piles of extra going on at the top. All right. We are starting to see the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I think we've got like 8 packs left here. All right. Give me a Barry Sanders. Come on, Barry Sanders. We want a Barry Sanders. All right. Another Sterling Sharp. That's a good card to get. Pat Swilling. Another good card. Eric McMillan, Reggie Rutland, Mike Lansford, Chris Jackie, Edmonds, Holland, Minifield, Chet Brooks. All right, our rookies are Percy Snow, Houston Hoover, Dan Owens. That was not a very, another Franco Harris. That was not a very good pack right there. All right, almost done, keeping this rolling. So far, I've only got really one. I should have put that Barry up there too, but it happens. Chris Dolman, like 3rd time we've got him. So that's why it's junk wax era, right? All right, get that out of the way. Randall Cunningham. I think that's the first Randall Cunningham we've had so far in an entire box of cards. Jim Harbaugh, Rich Gannon, Lee Williams, Mandarich, Haynes, Davis, Solomon, Mel Gray. Remember him from Tecmo Bowl? Everybody wanted to be Mel Gray. Ray Agnew's our first rookie. James Francis and Cardwell Gardner. Hey, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now we got a decent card. Emmett Smith, rookie card. Give me a second. Let me put this in real quick. Emmett Smith, rookie. That's the best card of this box so far. So that is a definite good one. There we go. Let me put Emmett right up top there. There we go. Nice card. Nice card. Finally. All right, so we got something. We got something out of this entire box. It's probably worth like $1.50, but it's still cool. We got an Emmett Smith rookie card. You know what's funny is my daughter on one of my shorts pulled an Emmett Smith rookie from a Bowman pack too. So now we got 2 Emmett Smith rookies. So that's kind of cool. That's fun. All right, keeping it going. Doug Smith, get that out of there. We got Ronnie Lott. That's a good card. Keith Jackson, William Perry, Gary Anderson, Brennan, Washington, Galloway, Radzinski, Miller, Joe Phillips. All right, starting with our rookies. Imagine that. It's a Packer. We're getting a ton of Packer rookies. That's it. Only one rookie in this pack? Okay. Darrell Thompson's our only rookie. We've got a photo contest. Looks like, is that 55? That's not Lawrence Taylor. I don't know who's tackling that guy. Another good photo contest, and John Riggins. I actually got a John Riggins rookie card out for grading right now too. So pretty cool. He was a rumbler tumbler back in the day. All right. Mark Ripens, our first Pro Bowl card. Now we get a bunch of these instant win cards. Joe Montana. There we go. Joe Montana's definitely, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and sleeve Joe Montana a second here. Jerry Gray, Robert Massey, Reuben Davis, Doug Smith, Ronnie Holloman, Dave Fulcher, Tim Green, Mecklenburg. We got Mac, our first rookie. Look at that. A Packer. Woodside, Ken Clark, Blair Thomas, and Bart Starr. Yeah, that was a all Packers pack there. Let's go ahead and get this Joe Montana in something. Joe Montana was my favorite football player back in the day when I was a kid. Watching him play was a lot of fun. You know, I was never a quarterback or anything, but I love watching him play. Oops, there we go. Get up in there, Joe. Cool. All right, we're doing okay. We got some decent cards back there. We've got the Andre Rison with the letter on the back, the Emmett Smith rookie, and we got a Joe Montana. All right, not bad. Out of all this, we've got 3 protector-worthy cards. All right, getting started with Vaughn Johnson. Get that over there. Steve Jordan. Lawrence Taylor. There we go. Another good one. Lawrence Taylor. I'm going to go ahead and put him in a sleeve. Why not? Ron Hall, Grimm, Reynolds, Schroeder, McMahon, Ross, Beach. All right, let's get these put up real quick here. Our rookies are going to be Anthony Johnson, Robert Blackman, and Andre Ware for the 3rd time. Another Joe Montana card. Okay, so we've got Andre Ware. I think we've got like 3 or 4 of those over there. Lawrence Taylor. You know what? We're just going to put Lawrence Taylor in the pack. All right, we've got 3 packs remaining. Guys, again, if you stuck around this long, I appreciate it. Help the algorithm gods. Let me know how I'm doing. Anything you want to see, put it in the comments below. That'll help me out greatly. You guys know the deal. The more comments, more likes we get, the more the algorithm gods like us, more people see the content, and you know, we can get better cool stuff. And I was thinking about doing it where if you are a follower of the page, I'll put your name up there, and whatever your favorite team is, I'll put you and your favorite team, and whatever I pull, I'll send them to you. So that'll be kind of cool. Even if it's old junk wax, it's still fun. You can get your favorite team for that show. So if you're interested, go ahead and leave a comment below. We'll make that happen. All right, Bill Fralick, Gentry, Barry, Brown, Nickerson, Schroeder, Ron Brown, Tom Thayer, Turner, our rookies are going to be Mike Fox. We've got Bailey, Tom Hodson, and Phil Simms on the Super Bowl. All right. So, yeah, let me know who your favorite team is down below. Next episode, we open a big old box. I'll give you all of that cards. So, of course, you don't know what year it's going to be, what brand it's going to be, but you can have all of them, and we'll figure out a way to for you to contact me, and I'll send these all to you. No problem. All right. Doug Smith, Pat Swilling, McMillan, Reggie Rutland, Lansford, Fagan, Max Montoya, Stoyanovich, Edmonds, Holland, Minfield, Chet Brooks. All right, starting off with our rookies. This pack looks oddly familiar. Percy Snow, Houston Hoover, Dan Owens, and another Cortez Kennedy, and Harvey Martin for the Super Bowl. Okay, all right, we're doing okay. And this is our final pack, guys. Thank you again for staying here with this long, and this is probably one of my longer videos. Let me know your favorite team in the comments, guys. Let me know your favorite team, and the next one you can have every single card for that team. That'll be a lot of fun. So I'll get those all out to you. All right, John Robinson, Brent Jones, Joe Hildberg, Slaughter, Richards, Armstrong, Reynolds, McNeil, Young. All right, getting to our rookies, we've got Dennis Brown, Terry Wooden, Rob Moore, and we got Ron Stallworth in the back with Lynn Swan. Okay, cool guys. So yeah, let's go over our bigger ones of the day. Now this is a not very well known, but it's Andre Rison, okay, traded to the Colts, or traded to the Falcons, right? Traded Indianapolis to Atlanta, right? And this right here, so you can actually, back in the day, they gave you this card, so you can send this guy in to get the ones of him in his Falcons uniform. But this card actually is worth something because a lot of people actually sent this card in. So this is more of a rare one for Junk Wax. We've got our Emmett Smith rookie card. Always love getting a good Emmett Smith rookie. And just for the kicks of it, we put a Joe Montana up there as well. So yeah, cool. So if you were a Cowboys fan, you would have got this Emmett Smith rookie card. That's how it works. Comment below your favorite team. Next big box I do, you can have everything for that team. All right, guys, take care. Thank you so much for sticking around.